What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm going to be continuing to show you how to make Granny Chapter 2. This is part 2, and in this one, we're going to be doing this entire floor, and that's honestly pretty much it. We don't get the staircases done either, unfortunately. But we do get the entire area along with that outside room done, which was one of those room, or I guess not room, but the outside area here done, which is definitely a good one, excluding like the upper area on this wall. But anyway, yeah, that is all. So with that being said, enjoy the tutorial, and I will catch you on the flip side. Alright, so the start of this part will be fairly low-key, I would say. We're going to bring our walls up. Now, two things that need to be mentioned as we're doing this. I'm not even going to give you an inventory set because it's just taking blocks and bringing them up. Like, you can just, you can figure it out. But anyway, the chiseled bookshelves here that are in the wall, you'll extend up a row, and when you bring the light gray wool up, whoops. When you bring the light gray wool up, you'll just go over it. You're bringing each wall up by 2, so your ceilings will end up being 3 tall. We don't actually have the ceiling, but you get the point. Pretty much every doorway that is 1 block, you are going over the top of with the wool. The 3 blocker here, you're leaving, at least for now. This one, however, at the back of the sponge area, where it kind of like goes in more, leave this one open. It ends up being the staircase, and yeah... We'll deal with it more so later, but it'll end up being the staircase, and we just want the top of it open. Or one of the staircases, I guess. And then in this room with the striped wall pattern, you want to obviously make sure, like, you see you have stone either side, so you'll place a hay bale above the door. And on this side, it's the opposite, where you have hay bales either side, so you'll have the stone above the door. I'll bring up the red, I guess. And yeah, it's just a whole lot of this. And here, I would place a hay bale at the top. I know you can have like double hay bale there, but it is what it is. Because of the fact that you're not supposed to have the corners in play whenever you do a stripe pattern like this, because we need to add the corner, it just ends up screwing with it. So it is what it is. It's not exactly something you can change or do anything about, but yeah, it is like that. Hopefully everyone is having a good day or night. I am for the most part. Yeah, I think that's really all I need to say. Just make sure that the direction stuff is staying the same as it has before. Like with the bee nests and everything. Not like that. But yeah. Nothing insanely complicated. Boring, yes, but complicated, no. Yeah, like you could even do that. The beehives, or bee nests, rather, are... not really directional, other than the fact that the holes are directional. When I say they aren't directional, but they are, I mean the other 3 sides aren't. Like, these 3 are all the same. With some blocks, they're not. Like, I know beehives, as I guess I just accidentally said a minute ago, they, like, if you have the top rotated the 2 different ways, it also changes. It's odd. It is also annoying, because it means that whenever I'm building bendy with the ceilings, I have to make sure every single bee nest, or beehive, God, and the entire build faces the same way. Otherwise, I get mad. Unjust, yes, but too bad. And yeah, anyway, that's enough unhinged behavior for me, I think, for a day. You should end up with, not that, because I forgot this doorway. Here, you should end up with this instead. And that looks quite nice, I guess. I don't know. We'll deal with the doors in the doorways later, because I think a lot of them are different doors, or don't have doors at all, one of the 2, and I don't know which one. You can, just get out spruce planks now, clearing everything else, and you want to place spruce planks over top of this. One fun thing is this is a rectangle, if you guys are familiar with your shape, so you could slash fill it, but sorry. I'm going over top of the walls as well, because I know that the next floor up goes, at least on the right side, it sticks over a block. I think that's the only side that has that, but I don't remember, so I'm going over all the walls. Actually, it does on the left, because of the staircase. And I'll just not even worry about the other staircase, so, like, leaving that part open. Although I did something weird, I think, with that, which you'll see later when we get there, which is not important quite yet. But yeah. Again, there won't really be a ton of struggle here. Like, it's easy stuff. Really. That's why the granny builds are nice. I mean, the layouts are a little odd sometimes, but The actual interior decoration is nothing compared to the nightmare that is Poppy Playtime. So you should end up with this. If you come around to the front of the grid, which is this side, you can actually head inside from the bee nest and head to your right. And we'll start with this room and we'll work around clockwise? Yeah, clockwise. Starting in this room, you want to get out the following. Oak slabs, spruce doors, oak trapdoors, paintings, blue stained glass panes, black concrete, and yeah, we'll go with that. I was thinking about getting the staircase done, but we'll leave it for later. So pretend like you just walked up the staircase from the basement here. You want to, not in the corner directly here, you want to, what is going on there? That looks like a stitch line. What? Okay. To the right here in this corner, you'll place an upside down oak slab. Just one little guy. On the right side here between the two doorways or openings you have, you want to be out of the center 2 blocks to the left more one, and you'll place an upside down oak slab here. Oh, it does it just like everywhere. That's cool. You'll place another upside down oak slab on top, so you have this going on, and then off these sides you'll crouch and place oak trap doors off of them. On the front you'll place a spruce door. The handle should default to face towards the left if you're looking at it like this, so yeah. That is the correct direction. Turning to your right on this wall, you'll be not in line with the other wall, you'll be a block over, but at eye level here, you'll place a... That is not what I wanted. You'll place a 2x1 painting like so. If you walk into that painting and stare at the art, Portal 2 reference, and then turn to your left, in this kind of crevice, the second block over on the left wall here, you'll place a 1x1 painting at eye level. Cool. This is art. Stare at the art. Sorry, I love Portal. I'm sure a lot of you know that if you've been around for a bit. You want to... Where the sponge and light gray wool, double layered wall is here, you're going to place upside down oak slabs from the top of it extending over, which will give you a slightly more rectangular doorway. That's all in this room other than the windows, so... the windows are actually fairly easy. From this corner, again, from the top of the staircase, this one, it's going to be the 4th sponge in either direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4 at eye level, you'll break this and replace it with a blue stained glass paint. On this wall, 1, 2, 3, 4, blue stained glass paint. You'll have to go around to your outside, or to the outside, and place black concrete off of these, which you can do that later if you want. Because I know it is kind of annoying to have to go around and do it now, but... You know, I'm not even going to tell you to clear your inventory. Get out the following. Oak doors, because we need a couple of the materials still. Warped fence gates, and warped door. This will legitimately almost finish the next room immediately. So if you head to your left into this bee nest room, I love how refreshingly quick Granny is. The doorway at the back here, which leads into the other sponge room, which is I guess actually only one wall is sponge, but you'll place a spruce door there. To the right of it in the corner here, you want to crouch and place 2 oak trap doors on top of each other, open to the left. Place one on top, and you also want an oak door behind this, but the handle wants to face into the wall, so I'm going to break the wall and then place a door in its place, and then go from there. And I can get rid of the oak doors, and yeah. If you don't, care that much, you can just have it face the other way, but I care that much, so yeah. In the front right-hand corner off of the front wall, well, actually off the side wall, you'll place a warped fence gate coming off of the front wall. Just kidding, it is coming off the side wall. Apologies. The front door here, which leads to your impending doom, if you don't have a floor like me, you'll place a warped door there. You can then clear your inventory and get out the following. Dark oak fence gates. Chains. Pale oak trapdoors. Oak wood. Pale oak signs. And we can get out stuff for the next room, why not? What do we start with? Spruce doors. Spruce slabs. Spruce trapdoors. And Mangrove stairs, I guess. Sure. Actually, I'm gonna no, yeah, we'll leave with it because we're gonna end up doing a weird thing because we have, well, maybe not. We'll see. You can crouch in place off of the warp door at the front here, just a couple of dark oak fence gates. That's the little gate over it. If you want, you could place them like this on the ceiling instead, and even have them open towards each other. But I like them over the door because you're not supposed to escape. You want to enter the spruce door. Did I just play something? I hope not. Whatever. You want to enter the spruce door here at the back. And at the top row in this area, along or connecting the left and right walls, you'll place a set of chins, like so. Below the far left chain, you'll place a pale oak trapdoor open up against these sponges. On the right side on the floor, you'll place a couple of sideways oak wood with pale oak signs off the left of them. You'll then exit this room and head over to the next one, which is the stone and hay bale one. In the front left-hand corner here, you want to, on this oak plank, start by counting right by just one, and place two upside-down spruce slabs extending up there. Same thing here, just spruce trapdoors instead of oak. So you'll place spruce... I'm shocked that was real. You'll place spruce open up against the sides of it, and then a spruce door off of the front. Or back, I guess, whatever you want to call it. On the back wall here, you want to be technically two off either side. It's one off the end of the wall here, but it's two off the edges. You'll just place 4 mangrove stairs in the center there. Leave a gap of 1 extending forward and place spruce slabs from the center too. We do need the pale oak signs as I mentioned, but I just don't think it makes sense to keep them, so clear your inventory and get out the following. Spruce signs. Brown glazed terracotta. Note blocks. We will get them back out. I'll explain what I meant in a second because I didn't technically say that right. Pale oak signs. Iron bar. Flower pot. Nether brick wall. Nether brick fence. Item frame. Off the sides of the mangrove stairs here, you'll place spruce signs. Get rid of your spruce signs and get out a clock. By the way, about the signs, it just didn't make sense to like try to be like, get rid of these things and get out these, because pretty much everything else would be new. In front of these spruce slabs, you're going to leave a gap of 1 and break a row of 2 oak planks, like so. Break another row forward, and then break 2 blocks to the right. It'll end up breaking just over this wall here, which is fun, but it's not really a problem. You want to place brown glazed terracotta, creating 2 squares here. Now, basically... you're going to have to kind of guess for this, but for me, if I'm in the front of the room, like just in front of this, the front right corner, I'll place a glazed terracotta there. And then as you place each one, you would end up turning to your right and placing it to the left of the previous. So I turn right, then it's off the side, and then, you know, just like that. And yeah, I can just kind of keep turning. It's kind of weird, but glazed terracotta is just like that. I don't know. Eventually, you'll figure it out. Once you kind of... it might take you a little bit to get used to it if you use glazed terracotta enough, but once you kind of start to understand that rhythm, it becomes easier. Especially when you hit like walls and stuff, though. Like, it's so weird, because you're still rotating the same way. Like that, but it doesn't make sense. I don't know. You'll take the back left brown glazed terracotta and place 2 note blocks on top. You'll have to crouch to place them, otherwise you'll just end up, you know, doing that. You'll crouch and place a pale oak sign off the back of the top note block. On the right wall from the, I guess we'll take the back right brown glazed terracotta and count back diagonally right by 1. And here you want to place a nether brick wall with a nether brick fence on top. Off the left of the nether brick fence, you'll place an item frame with a clock in it. It's nighttime. What was the other thing? Oh yeah, in the, we'll say from the front right hand corner of the room, you want to count left by 2 and back by 1 and place an iron bar with a flower pot on top. This is the lamp design that I used, since the lamps aren't on. Clear your inventory and get out the following. Paintings. Blue stained glass pans. And black concrete. That's all we'll need to finish the room, and I'm not going to get anything for the next room this time because I don't feel like it. On the left wall, first off, you want to be on the second stone back, which is this one. And you will replace it with a blue stained glass pan at eye level. Just behind that, a 2x1 painting. On the front wall, it would be the second stone over again from the room you would have just come from. So this one and then this one here you'll break. The only one that isn't obstructed, I guess, that isn't also against a wall or something. Right there, you'll place that blue stained glass pane, and then you want the black concrete off the outside. I'll just come to the outside again. Like so. Cool. Head backwards, and we can actually do the paintings and the windows in this room. Are there any paintings? There are. There's one whole painting. Wow. It's legitimately the second you walk into the room from this angle. On the left side, you'll place a 1x1 painting on this particular light gray wall. Is there one window or two? There's two. So the doorway here on the back wall, you want to leave a gap of one moving right from and place a blue stained glass pane here. Do not cover this one with a black concrete. This one is actually visible from the other side. On the right wall, you'll be 2 off the back and 3 off the front here, and you'll just break that one and place a blue stained glass pane. This one you will cover from the outside. Cool. Clear your inventory and get out the following. Birch doors, multiple. Warped fence gates. Andesite slabs. Books, the item, so we can put them into the chiseled bookshelves. Where are they? I'm like so bad at finding them. Whatever, I'll just skip it for a second and come back. Light gray carpet. Red carpet. Polished deep slate stairs. Spruce stairs and spruce trap doors. And I'll give you a second as I keep looking. There we go. I love if I found it immediately that time. In the 2 doorways in this room, you'll have birch doors. I'll explain the way you place them, however. On the one to the bathroom, you'll place it on the lodestone, and the handle will face forward. I normally will not care about direction that much. I'll fix that in a sec. But with this one, I'm mentioning both because these hinges are one way. The other one is actually on a block that we don't have. It would be, like, just beyond this oak plank of block. I'm actually just going to throw the warped fence gates on the ground for a second and get out stone. And I'll place a stone here with a birch door on it. Handle should also face, or be on the left. And yeah, it'll just be on the inside of that stone, and then I can get rid of that. And I'll fix the smooth stone, and then I'll pick up the fence gates. Cool. On the front here, where you have the chiseled bookshelves, just to the side of them where you have the hole, you'll place an upside down andesite slab at the top. If you're looking at these chiseled bookshelves, you'll take the top left one in the top left slot, and you'll place a book in that slot along with the one to the right. Behind the chiseled bookshelves, you'll leave a gap of one from either and place a couple of light gray carpet. Extend them to the right an additional 3. And then either end light gray carpet, you'll extend back by 2. Connect together at the back and then fill in the middle with red carpet. Behind the back right light gray carpet, you'll break this oak plank along with the one to the right. And in the gap, place a set of polished deep slate stairs facing into each other. You should probably bring the light gray wool down, but I'll worry about that in a sec. Place upside down spruce stairs on top. Extend it in either direction by 1, and then place spruce trap doors over top that are opened down like so. Before we clear inventory, I almost forgot. In the like top left corner here, you'll place a warped fence gate coming off the side wall. You can get out, or just clear your inventory for a brief second and get out. You'll need light gray wool along with a light gray banner to just fix up some things. And do we have enough to... We'll actually have enough to finish this room, so... Or slots, I think. So you can get out lightning rods, acacia pressure plate, exposed, cut copper stairs. And then you want waxed exposed cut copper slabs and waxed exposed cut copper blocks. So I would again head to the outside here and just off these stairs place some light gray wool. I'll also place under so it blocks the light. In the little secret room here, just kind of, you want to, underneath these spruce planks here, you'll place light gray wool, and then off the back, you'll place a light gray banner there. This is the weapon cabinet, which has the gun or whatever. On the front wall here, you want to be just to the left of the doorway. Here, you'll place a lightning rod with an acacia pressure plate on top. In the back right-hand corner of the room, you'll extend to the left with 2 waxed exposed cut copper. Place slabs on top, and then in front of the blocks, place a set of stairs facing into each other. Cool. Head back to the left and head into the bathroom, which is this room. And there's not a whole ton we have to do in here, actually. You can clear your inventory, though, and get out the following. Bone blocks, blue stained glass pans, black concrete, brown stained glass pans, oak trapdoor, smooth quartz stair, pale oak trapdoor, waxed cut copper stair, and an item frame. And that should finish our room, actually. Directly across from the door in the center, you'll break this block and place a blue stained glass pane. You want the black concrete off the outside of it, as expected. Cool. To the left of that, both rows of the smooth stone left, you'll replace entirely with upward-facing bone blocks. You'll also do the same with the back 2 rows on the left wall here. Like so. The floor, this like back left 2x2, you'll also replace with bone blocks that'll face left to right this time. Against the end rows of bone blocks here, you'll just place a couple of rows of brown stained glass pans. In the ceiling, you'll break the very corner spruce plank in this room and replace it with an oak trapdoor. You can have it either at the top or bottom half of the block, but I like top better. Just to the right of the window, you'll place an upside-down smooth quartz stair. Here, with a pale oak trapdoor above it, open up against the wall. I have the handle facing down, but it's up to you. On the right wall, in the direct center, you'll place an upside-down wax cut copper stair facing left on the bottom. Above it, item frame. That's the bathroom done. Now, that's like the easy part of this floor done. The outside area is a little bit annoying. So, you can clear your inventory, and we can start this, shall we? Oh, good, yeah, it's just awesome. Get out the following. Stone stairs. Mud. Black concrete. Moss blocks. Polished diorite. Mossy stone bricks. Stone bricks. Dark oak planks. And I can't hold it off any longer. Light gray glazed terracotta. That's what makes this not particularly fun. So, left and right of this stone, you want to pretty much trace this entire wall with mud. Like the just below it, I mean, just, you know, kind of going either direction. You can actually immediately get rid of the mud and get out tough bricks and just, you know, layer this wall with tough bricks for the bottom. We'll say 3 rows. Make sure you leave the window open, because that's kind of important. This will get brought up more later, but I think that'll be when we do the second floor. But actually, we'll see. We might just make that one room now, or when we get there, and then deal with it later. Off of this stone block here, you'll place a stone stair and extend it either direction by 1. Because I just am going to forget, again, get rid of your tough bricks and get out blue stained glass pans. And just place another pane there. It does some weird things, I'm not going to lie. But, you know, we do need to take some sacrifices, so it's fine. Just to the left of the door, you'll take not the first mud, but the second mud over and place a black concrete below it, along with the next one over. A block below that, and actually off of the oak wood here, you'll just extend over with, we'll say 9 moss blocks. Like so. On top of the, well, I guess off of the 9th row, you'll kind of place black concrete out from it a block. You can then get rid of your black concrete and your, I guess, blue stained glass panes and get out diorite stairs and stripped spruce wood. Just inside of this black concrete, you'll place a set of upside down diorite stairs facing towards each other. On top of it, sideways strip spruce wood. I don't really think there's a good way to do this, but you want to place light gray glazed terracotta in the proper floor pattern for right of the moss blocks and up arrow. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to use /fill, and I'm going to, from not the end moss blocks here, like the ones with the stairs under it, but the moss in front, I'm going to just like take this coordinate just to the side, and then I'm going to go to the edge here, and I'm going to do /fill tilde tilde tilde, copy the coordinate dirt, and I'll do keep just because. So basically, if you were to take the back like left hand corner just to the right of this moss, this light gray glazed terracotta should have the, you know, kind of cyan bit here in the front right. If you make the full square, which will be a little bit covered, you're going to do the following. You're going to copy this square going forward, so that way 3 more times. 1, 2, 3. So then you have 4 in total, and you see you have these 4 circles. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You want 6 in total going right, so we have a row already, so it'd be 5 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you see that will be the end there. There's a section of this we don't have to do. However, I say just do the whole thing, because it's going to be easier to break into it rather than explain how to go around it, you know? But yeah, this should really be the only part that I think will be truly annoying here. Most of it is not that bad. It's like that, right? Yeah. Cool. I guess that wasn't too bad. It's not a huge area, so. I filled in some big floors with glazed terracotta, and it's not fun. If you guys have ever done that, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So you should have this. That looks really cool, actually. To the other side of the moss, you're going to do just 1 full row of these. So I'm actually just going to use dark oak planks to underline this here as I build these, because this isn't as big of a side, so. At least for the glazed terracotta. Like so, you should have that row of 4. The back 2 only, so the 2 closest to this wall, you'll extend to the left an additional 2 each. With the cubes, so it should be a 4x4 that you're placing. If that makes sense. So basically, whenever I tell you a number, that it'll be doubled for the total. And it should give you this. Reminds me of like Wheatley, almost. And I see second Portal reference in this part. I can't believe it. Anyway. Off of the, at least what we have so far, the back and the right, you'll place mossy stone bricks up diagonally out from the light gray glazed terracotta. You should connect into the strip spruce wood, just kind of ignore it, and then place the 2 on the left from it. We'll go further in a bit, but we don't have the dirt path, so we can't. We'll place the diorite on the right side. So if you take the back right-hand corner glazed terracotta, which is this one, you want to, from it, count forward by 2 and extending forward, place 3 polished diorite. You'll then go forward diagonally left, left, then count left an additional 2 and back by 1 and place 3 polished diorite extending back. Then go back diagonally right and then right by 2. All these should be rows of 3 except for this front row, so just to the left of the front row you'll actually break down and replace that light gray glazed terracotta with a polished diorite. It should be a full block, yeah. You want to, on the inside of this circle, we'll replace the left 2 rows of light gray glazed terracotta with polished diorite, and then just break the right one. If you have dirt below, you'll break that as well. We don't have all the diorite, so we're going to come back to that later, because that's not important right now. I just kind of want to get most of this laid out. So you can actually get rid of your polished diorite along with your moss blocks, and get out oak wood and the aforementioned dirt path or grass path. I think do they used to be called grass path, or is it like a Java thing? I don't remember. It might have been additions even. I just remember them being called grass paths. On the inside of the glazed terracotta here, you want to place terracotta oak planks. When I say the inside, I mean on this left side here, you're placing it in front of and to the left of these. But you're not going back there. Because to the left of both the dark oak plank and the light gray glazed terracotta, you want upward facing oakwood? Oakwood, what? Okay. You can, at the like far front row here, which is the one in line with the terracotta, you'll extend it left a row. Then place a dirt path, and then another upward facing oak wood. Like so. I'll place the one under, so it'll just help me as I bring this back. Because you want to extend it back? It should be 4 to connect to the wall. Like so. And then you'll actually place the oak wood under the mud here in the wall. You'll take this furthest left oak wood. Ignore these under ones. Those were really just placeholders entirely. I guess I'll actually leave the dark oak because it's not bothering. But you'll take the left row of oak wood and extend it out with 4 mossy stone bricks. And then that end mossy stone brick you'll bring all the way right. And it'll just kind of slide under the other ones. Not that that's particularly important. I'll place one there on the other side of the stairs because just preemptively thinking. These mossy stone bricks here you'll extend up a row. And then the oak wood specifically you'll bring up by 2. Including the ones where the mud is. You'll have to break into the wall for it, but you do want it there. Cool. This corner is filled entirely with dirt path, except for one block, but we'll get to there in a sec. I just want to just fill it all first. What you can then do is get rid of your light gray glazed terracotta, I guess, and get out a bone block. And in the very corner here, this dirt path, you'll place a bone block in place of. It should be upward facing, so however you want to do that. You will also want a dark oak pressure plate on top of it, so I'll literally immediately get rid of the bone blocks and place that pressure plate. We can bring each mossy stone brick or the strip spruce up with 2 stone bricks. At the left side, you'll place 1 row of stone bricks on that oak wood. The rest of the oak wood stays open, but yeah, and you'll just kind of go around like this and fill up these walls a bit. I don't know why she has like a prison wall in her house, or I guess it's Grandpa's house actually, but I don't, still, the point stands. You should have this. What you can do now is clear your inventory. We can finally do that. And get out the following. Dark oak fence. Nether brick fence. Pale oak fence gates. Dark oak trapdoors. Spruce trapdoors. Water buckets. And I think that's everything that would be necessary here. So on these stone brick walls on the 2 corners, you'll place dark oak fences. On top of the rest of the stone bricks, you'll place pale oak fence gates. Cool. We still have the worst part, I think, left, which is that part there, at least of this floor. But, you know, it'll be good too. I guess this will crush the idea of the 3-part, you know, tutorial, but it's okay. Still won't be more than Granny 1, I can almost guarantee that. On top of the oak wood here, you want to place spruce trapdoors, and you will fill in the ceiling with them, so you'll just have to... Nah, sorry, you have to crouch and place them like this. Just for that particular corner. If you were to head inside immediately to your right on this like top oak wood, you'll place a spruce trapdoor off the bottom half. You can place it off the like top half of this block, but that'll also kill the dirt path automatically. So yeah, you can replace it and it should stay, but I just didn't feel like it. I thought it made more sense for the tutorial to do it here. From that, you'll then count over by 2 on this wall and you'll break this oak wood. You got a little window. On the dark oak planks, specifically on the one closest to the oak wood, you'll actually place 2 dark oak trapdoors on top of each other, opened up against the oak wood. Then on top of the rest of the dark oak planks, you'll do alternating dark oak fence and nether brick fence that are 2 tall. On top of both the dark oak trapdoor row, along with each of the fences, you'll place dark oak trapdoors, which will give you a fenced-in area. And that's this corner done. This is where the weird spider crab looking thing is. I don't know what it is, nor do I really want to know, because I think I'd be more disturbed by that information rather than interested. Anyway, moving right and sweeping through to finish this room, the little moat here with the moss at the bottom you'll fill with water. The bottom of this isn't actually green. I use moss to pretend like the water is green, but obviously it doesn't do much. It looks cool with vibrant visuals, though. Not that that's really because of the moss, that's just because of the water. But figured I'd mention it. You'll take the front left glazed terracotta to the right of the moat and count from it right by 2 and back by 1, and going right place 2 dark oak fence. Then extend back by 1. Clear your inventory and get out the following. Polished diorite. Polished diorite slabs. Oak stairs. Spruce stairs. And I guess oak planks just for fun. So, first thing I'm going to say is if you place dirt to make the glazed terracotta easier, or whatever you place, just kind of destroy it on this right side here. And you want to reveal the diorite along with a little bit around it. So, like, I'm going to just destroy most of it, to be honest, because I just don't want it getting in my way. Like so. Then what I'm going to do is at the top of this, so it's kind of just, I guess, a you know, beginning thing. You want to bring each polished diorite around the edge up by 1. For the row of 2 here on the front, the right one you'll extend up with a polished diorite. You'll have an upside down slab left of it, and then a block left of that. The left side you do the same, where you have the side polished diorites brought up by 1, and the center one up with an upside down slab. The remaining 2, you want to have diorite basically on the corner that they share. Extend it out by 1, and then on the end ones here, you'll place upside down slabs over it, which will kind of give you this almost castle look. I feel like it should be like a kid's playset almost, like a really ominous one. At least this particular part. I'm like ignoring that side over there. I just looked over there because I was thinking like that wouldn't make sense. Anyway, to the right side of this hole, you want to place an oak stair at the front of it that is faced backwards. You'll then place an upside down oak stair below it. Behind that, an oak stair. Then below that, I'm going to place a plank with an oak stair behind it. The light gray glazed terracotta that is visible to the right of this, you can't even get in. But this side over here, you're going to break and replace with polished diorite just under it. This particular one you'll replace with actually an upside down polished diorite stairs. So get those out. And place one there. And you should be able to crouch up this now and also down. Cool. To the left of that stair, you'll replace these glazed terracottas with polished diorite. One to the right stays though, because that one is visible. Underneath that glazed terracotta, actually to the right, you'll place an upside down polished diorite slab. Extend it back diagonally left 1, left 2, forward diagonally left by 2, then forward 2, forward diagonally right 2, right 2, back diagonally right 2, and then back 2. Any glazed terracotta that's visible should be able to be destroyed and replaced with polished diorite, like so. Except for still that one next to the stair, but that one's besides the point. Outside of those upside down slabs, you want to place polished diorite blocks and extend them down by 1. Like so. Cool. At the front side, which is going to be this side here, it's technically the back of the grid, but it's this front row kind of behind the staircase. You want to, out of the 3 polished diorite left one, behind this bottom one, you'll place a spruce stair facing into it like so. That's why we place this now, because it's just easier to place now. But the rest of the floor, this area is filled in with polished diorite slabs in line with the bottom here. And yeah. I guess electrify like this, yeah, okay. Cool. And that should give you this. I'm stuck, aren't I? Yup, okay. I got out. Nice. But yeah, that's this little underground area. I remember that area you couldn't even get down in my original one. That was one thing I like, remembered and was like, I gotta fix that for this one. And I did. Anyway, once you're done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is Granny Chapter 2, Part 2 complete. We got that floor done. So yeah, when we do the next floor, we'll end up building this area out, along with probably actually finishing off this outside area specifically, because the floor above doesn't really matter. The wall for the third floor is just a facade, actually. It doesn't connect. There's like a 2-block gap or something. Yeah, it's a 2-block gap. But anyway, yeah, that's all. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, we definitely slowed down a little bit there. But yeah, honestly, I say 2 more parts, 2 more floors. Like, that seems perfectly reasonable. But anyway, yeah, with that being said, have a fantastic rest of your day or night, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.